Now let's discuss the main topic of this chapter, congruence of triangles. So as we have seen in congruence of line segments, two line segments are congruent if they are copy of each other. That is, when superposed, one line segment is going to cover the second one completely and exactly. Similarly was the case of congruency of angles. Two angles are congruent when they are copy of each other, or we can say when the one angle is copy of the another one. And what we have seen there, if we superimpose one angle over the second one, the direction of both the rays will be same, or we can say their measures are equal. Basically, one of the angle is copy of the another one. Now we are going to talk about congruence of triangles. So same is the case for triangles also. Two triangles are congruent if they are copy of each other. That is, when superposed, one triangle is going to cover the second one completely and exactly. Or that is, they both are going to cover each other completely and exactly. It means they are copy of each other. Now let's take one example here. So here is the triangle ABC in the first figure, and in the second figure we are having triangle PQR. Now we have to check whether they are congruent or not. Now what should we do for that? We should try to take a trace copy of the second triangle, which is PQR, and try to put it over the first triangle, which is triangle ABC, and then we have to check whether it is covering the first triangle completely or exactly or not. If it does so, it means these are congruent triangles, otherwise they are not. Now when you will place the copy of triangle PQR over triangle ABC, you will get that vertex A is placed over, or vertex P is placed over vertex A, and vertex Q is placed over vertex B, and R is placed over C. So this is how vertices are going to placed over each other. And what else we are going to get? We are going to get angle BAC, or we can directly say angle A. So angle A will be equal to angle P, angle B will be equal to angle Q, and angle C will be equal to angle R. And what about these sides? Their corresponding sides are also equal. So these are the corresponding angles, angle A and angle P, angle B and angle Q, angle C and angle R. Now what about corresponding sides? Corresponding sides will be AB and PQ. So here AB will be equal to PQ, and BC will be equal to QR, and the third side AC is equal to PR. Now these are the corresponding sides, AB and PQ, BC and QR, AC and PR. These are the pairs of corresponding sides. So what we have observed here, when we superpose one triangle over the second one, the vertices are going to cover each other, that is, vertices are going to coincident, and same is the case for angles. Corresponding angles are equal and corresponding sides are also equal. Now from here we can say triangle ABC is congruent. This is the symbol we are going to use for congruency always. Is congruent to triangle PQR. Now can we write this like this? The triangle ABC is congruent to triangle QRP. Will it be right? The triangle is same only. QRP and PQR, they are same triangles. But can we write the order of vertices like this while writing the congruency relation? No, we can't write like this. Because here, if the congruency relation is written like this will tell us that angle A is equal to angle Q, angle B is equal to angle R, and angle C is equal to angle P. But in reality, angle A was equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. Or we can say that this congruency relation is going to tell that vertices A and Q are corresponding vertices, P and R, B and R are corresponding vertices, and C and P are corresponding vertices. But here we have seen that vertex A is corresponding to vertex P, and B is to Q, and C is to R. This is the correspondence relation we are having between the vertices. So the relation will be written like this only, that angle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. So here we have seen one thing, that while writing the vertices or while writing the order of vertices in the congruency relation, we have to be very careful. Now let's discuss one more thing. Now suppose we are having like this. Suppose we have triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Now from here we can conclude that vertex A is corresponding to vertex P, vertex B is corresponding to vertex Q, and vertex C is corresponding to vertex R. These are the correspondence of vertices. Same will be the case for angles also. Angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, angle C is equal to angle R. These are the corresponding angles. And then the corresponding sides will be AB is equal to PQ and BC is equal to QR. As we have seen here, this is BC is equal to PQ. Now as we can see from here, AB is equal to PQ. See the order of this line segments written here, AB and PQ. AB is equal to PQ. And then what we have seen, BC is equal to QR, that is BC is equal to QR, and the third one will be AC. AC is equal to PR. So it means from the relation or from this congruence relation only we can tell which are the corresponding parts of both the triangles. So the third side will be AC is equal to PR. So these are the corresponding sides now. Now suppose instead of this order of vertices, we are having order of triangles like this. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, let's say we are having RPQ. These are the order of vertices written this time. Now what we can see from here, A is corresponding to R and B is corresponding to P and C is corresponding to Q. So these are the corresponding vertices, and corresponding angles will be angle A is equal to angle R and angle B is equal to angle P, angle C is equal to angle Q. So if two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are equal. We call it as CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. They are equal. As we have seen that if two triangles are congruent, they are going to cover each other completely and exactly. So it means measure of each and everything will be equal only. All the angles or all the corresponding angles are equal, all the corresponding sides are equal, and vertices are going to overlap each other. And now for writing corresponding sides, how we can do that? We can say from here AB and RP. So here we will get AB is equal to RP, and then we will have BC is equal to PQ. So here we write BC is equal to PQ, and then we are going to have AC is equal to RQ. So this is the third corresponding sides. AC is equal to RQ. Now these are the corresponding sides. Now what do you think about these two relations? One is this one, the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR and the second one is triangle ABC is congruent to RPQ. Are they same? No, they are not same. They are different congruency relations, as we can see from the corresponding parts also. Here angle A was equal to angle P, but here angle A is equal to angle R. Angle B was equal to angle Q here, but this time angle B is equal to angle P. Same for angle C. So corresponding parts are different this time now. So it means the order in which vertices of a triangle are written while writing the congruency relation are very, very important. Different order or different orders will give rise to different corresponding parts. So we have to be very careful while writing orders of vertices while writing the congruency relation. Now for the first congruency relation, we are having triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. We can write correspondence relation like this also, that ABC is corresponding to PQR, that is vertex A is corresponding to vertex P, B is corresponding to Q and C is to R. And for the second relation here, it is triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RPQ. Now from here we will write ABC is corresponding to RPQ. So this is how we can write corresponding relations. So it means while writing the congruency relation, it's not only the measure of angles or lengths of the corresponding sides which matters. In fact, corresponding vertices also matters. The order of vertices is also important while writing the congruency relation. Now let's try to understand this better by the example. Now let's consider this question. The question here is triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent under the correspondence. ABC is corresponding to RQP. Write the parts of triangle ABC that corresponds to angle P, angle Q and line or side RP. So what we can do for this, we can draw two triangles and from there we can easily tell which part of triangle ABC is going to correspond to angle P, angle Q and the side RP. So let's draw two triangles. So we can draw two triangles like this. The first one here is triangle ABC and the second one is triangle RQP. Here these dotted lines are representing that R vertex is corresponding to the vertex A here, and similarly Q and B and P and C are corresponding vertices. So what do you think about angle P? It will be corresponding to which angle of triangle ABC? Here is angle P. So as we can see, vertex P is corresponding to vertex C. So angle P will be corresponding to angle C. So it means answer to the first question here will be angle C. Now the second one here is angle Q. Now this vertex Q is corresponding to vertex B. So therefore Q will be corresponding to angle B, or angle Q is corresponding to angle B. So it means answer to the second part of the question is angle B. Now let's see the second one. Now let's see the last part here. We have to tell RP is corresponding to which side. Here is the RP. As we can see, R is corresponding to vertex A and P is corresponding to vertex C. So it means RP will be corresponding to AC. So answer to the third part of the question is AC. That is side RP of triangle PQR or RQP is corresponding to the side AC of triangle ABC. Now do we have to draw these triangles necessarily? No, it is not necessary. By the seeing this corresponding relation itself, we can tell which part of triangle RQP is going to correspond to parts of triangle ABC. So let's see by the naming itself. Now here we have seen that RQP is corresponding to ABC. Now see here P. P is the last vertex written here, and what is the last vertex written in the name of triangle ABC? It is C. So here this angle P is equal to angle C. We can write it here. Angle P will be equal to angle C. That is, these are two corresponding angles. Now angle Q. Q is written in the middle here, and here B is written in the middle. So we will get angle Q is equal to angle B. So angle Q is equal to angle B here, and then we are having RP. Now see here RP. It is like this. RP, the first vertex and the last vertex here. So here the first vertex is A and the last one is C. So it means we can directly say RP or side RP is equal to side AC. So like this also we can write the corresponding relations. Now let's see one more question. The question here is, when two triangles say ABC and PQR are given, there are in all 6 possible matchings or correspondence. 2 of them are ABC is corresponding to PQR, and the second one is ABC is corresponding to QRP. Find the other 4 correspondences by using 2 cutouts of triangles. So what we can do now, we can take 2 cutouts of triangles and try to rotate them, and by doing that we can write 4 more correspondences. Will all these correspondences lead to congruence? We have to think about it. First let's write the other 4 correspondences. The first one here given is ABC is corresponding to PQR, and the second one is ABC is corresponding to QRP, and then we can have one as ABC is corresponding to PRQ. This is the third one, and then we can have ABC is corresponding to QPR. This is the fourth one, and then we can have one more like this. ABC is corresponding to RPQ, and then we can have one more like this. ABC is corresponding to RQP. So now these are the 4 correspondences which are not written here. 2 of them were already written. Now what do you think about these 6 correspondences? Will they always lead to congruence? No, all of them are not going to lead to congruence, because here if the first one is true, that is if A is corresponding to P and B is corresponding to Q and C is corresponding to R, then only this will be the congruence relation, that ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. There can't be any other congruence relation. So other 5s are not be useful for writing congruence relation. So these are the 6 possible congruence relations, or these are the 6 possible correspondences when 2 of the triangles are ABC and PQR. But always any one of them will be true for 2 given triangles. So in this video we have seen about congruency of 2 figures, that when do we call 2 figures are congruent? When they overlap each other completely and exactly. And then we have seen congruency of line segments. 2 line segments are congruent if they are of equal length, and if 2 line segments are congruent then they are of equal length. We have studied this, and after that we have seen about angles. 2 angles are congruent when their measures are equal, and if two angles are congruent, then their measures are always equal. And then we have seen for triangles. Two triangles are congruent when they have exactly same shape and same size. That is, when they overlap each other completely and exactly when placed over each other. And we have seen if two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are equal. That is, their corresponding angles are equal, corresponding sides are also equal. And we have seen while writing the congruency relations, we have to be very careful while writing the order of the vertices in the congruency relation. Now in upcoming videos, we are going to practice many more questions on congruency of triangles. So in this chapter, we are going to study mainly congruency of triangles only, and we are going to see many criteria for showing two triangles congruent. So that's all for this session. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos like this.